Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Pixel Buzz, where we talk about
nerd culture,
tech news,
and everything in between.
with a little bit of a buzz. We are your host, who is Zane. You can go ahead and find me on Twitter, Instagram, and my webpage. And
I am Schematis. You can find me at the same Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that fun stuff. Look it up.
go ahead and look it up. We are going to talk about a very controversial thing once again today. It's going to be a never-ending topic,
Okay.
console wars.
Console wars. I like this topic a lot, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have strong opinions about this. Console wars is always going to be a thing.
You think so?
I think so.
I feel like it's gotten watered down over time, though. A little bit watered down, right? Like maybe not as...
Just because one has been dominating more than the other,
Yeah.
I honestly feel like PlayStation has been dominating quite a bit.
They have. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but they're kind of ridiculous. But I guess, like, you know what? We don't want to get, like... Okay, so we know the PS4 and then the Xbox One are... They're pretty far apart in sales. But let's take it back.
Ooh,
Let's take it back. Back. Like PS2, like the kind of...
Yeah.
When games were on the come up.
let's actually not talk about PlayStation 1, just because there was a lot of stuff happening at that era. PlayStation, Dreamcast, N64, all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Where were you in that time period? Like, what was your console? Like, what was your thing?
For around that era, PlayStation 1, of course. But,
Okay.
we'll skim over that just because, again, there was a lot of stuff happening at that era. A lot of it was developing itself. Not a lot of people were like hitting it up.
Nah, not really.
But we'll skip on a few years to PlayStation 2.
My favorite. One of my favorites, actually.
PlayStation 2
Yeah.
versus the original Xbox.
Okay.
No, not Xbox One.
No, just Xbox.
Xbox.
That huge, chunky computer. I remember those were good days, but I think... I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy, you know? I wouldn't say I'm a Sony fanboy, but I think I would put PS2 a little bit above it.
Do you remember when it came out?
No, like something 2000?
Yeah,
maybe?
it was March 4th, 2000. Do
Okay.
you remember where the Xbox came out?
Not at all.
It was November 15, 2001.
So like a year after, right?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I feel like it had better graphics in a sense, I think.
Which one had better graphics?
I think Xbox had the graphic, like, kind of beat the Sony a little bit. Like, a little tiny bit. But I don't even know why it was... I think what was really attractive about it was the online gameplay, right?
On Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the online games selection there was more attractive. And so it was a really big time for gamers who were, like, competitive, who
Yeah.
wanted to, like, play with people who they didn't know across the map. And it was just like a way to bring more people together. And I get that. But in terms of just... Overall, I would still put PS2 a little bit above it. A little tiny bit.
So I have to say that PlayStation had more following at that time, right?
Yeah.
It had
Yeah.
all its PlayStation 1. So it had Crash, we had like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So it did have a following.
The Final Fantasy, right?
The whole Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But then
What happened?
we
There's a Switch.
go into Xbox, the original one, and it introduced first-person shooting.
That's what it was. The Rainbow Six days, right?
Rainbow Six, Halo.
Halo. That was a huge one.
We're
too.
gonna pause really quick.
We'll pause.
We just played a little bit of that Halo theme song, as much as I can play it.
I hate you. Oh my god. You're
Or
the
whatever
worst.
it was.
Yes, that's my song
Yeah.
though.
That's probably all I could play. I don't want to get sued.
Don't get sued. We're not here to get sued, Zane.
No. But yeah, Xbox, the original one, introduced that first-person shooter. I know PlayStation had some games that it had like this Navy SEALs, and it had like
Medal of Honor, SOCOM, I think. I'm not.
SOCOM, yeah.
Yeah.
So it had some sort of first-person shooters. But Xbox One came out with Halo, Xbox, the original one, came out with Halo, and it was just...
It was groundbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. Even for me, when I was getting into it for the first time, the controls were a little wonky to me at first. I didn't really understand it, but it did something. It pulled me right into the action. I think it was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking. But I think it overall, like, I don't even know. Like, like I said, there was a huge upset of which one was better. I think single player games won on PS2.
Yep. Story mode.
And that was what I was about, right?
PlayStation.
I needed storylines, but honestly, getting online with a bunch of strangers cursing you out was actually pretty fun too. And it was kind of crazy, but it was still pretty, you know.
We spoke about it in our earlier podcast.
Yeah, one of the early ones.
It was a crazy time.
It was.
Like, you couldn't hold back because you were going to get demolished online with comments.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very weird time to be online playing. Like, I don't think a lot of maybe viewers, maybe they do, hopefully they do, but understand how online gaming was back then.
It was rough. It was just completely ridiculous. I
Yeah.
mean, the older people are gonna know, but the young guys will have no idea. I think everything is really respectful nowadays. I think people shake hands and say good games and stuff like that. Not back then.
Red bar, green bar, no one knew what that was.
Red bar, girl.
What bars are you
Oh,
talking
man,
about? It's
lag-
like
the lag
you were
switching.
just so then there was lag. There were actual lag switches.
Literally.
people were like disconnecting and reconnecting just so they can get like an advantage.
Teleporting across the map. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was some fun times. But I do think, to be quite honest, I did not personally own an Xbox.
Okay.
An original Xbox. I had PlayStation.
So you would say you were on the PlayStation side more so? For that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Just because I
that
played
time
more
period.
games on PlayStation.
Okay.
There were there was a bunch of games that you would play. Metal Gear
Yeah.
was like, of course, the only one that you would have to go and continue. Any Final Fantasy game,
Oh man, of course.
go back
Of
X,
course. That was one of my
yeah.
favorites. I put like top 3.
some Blitz in there.
Blitzball.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
there was a bunch of really good games for PlayStation. Also, there were more developers for PlayStation,
That too.
but Xbox One. There was a little part of me that was like, "Damn, that's a really
It's
good
a really good
console.
system.
It's a really good console."
I don't even know. Do you think that console wars? Do you believe in console wars? Like
I
the whole,
do.
You do.
I think that it has to
Wow.
happen, but we'll get back to that in a bit.
Interesting.
We're gonna fast forward a little
Debate
bit.
this. Okay. What we
5
having?
years.
5 years ahead of time.
Yeah,
From the
let's go
PS2.
5 years ahead from the PS2. What do you think came out first, PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360?
Man, I don't even know. I don't. No. I think I remember this. I think the 360 was a little bit first.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was 2005 in November.
That makes sense because I had a 360 first, and then I ended up getting a PS3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the PS3 came out on November 17th, 2006.
Man, I think we're spoiled, Zane. Is this what we're talking? But like, first world problems. What was your favorite console of those two?
That, I'm not gonna lie, I went straight for 360.
Interesting. Why? You didn't
PlayStation
hesitate.
had lost me. Also, it was like a whole VCR that I had to buy for the PlayStation 3. Like, there was no way that I could take that home without someone following.
That original model, the big
Yes,
bulky one.
The big bulky one.
I
you
see.
could even put it was a whole PC.
It really was a tower.
You could put a Linux console in there.
That's
You could
ridiculous.
hack it in there, and Sony was not happy with that, so then they came out with the slimmer version of the PlayStation 3.
That's the one I
That
got.
one was a little bit harder to hack, but people still did it. But Xbox 360, straight out the back, they wanted
Yeah.
that Halo game.
Which one was it? Was it 3 at the time? Or
I think it was.
I don't remember. Halo 3, right?
I think it was 3 that came out.
I think so. If my memory is not that bad, but it's like tricky because so now I'm over here sitting down. I'm thinking I was always more of a Sony person, not necessarily a fanboy, but I was more gravitated on Sony. But when the 360 came out, I was all in. Something about it just did it for me. I think it was really the online.
Yeah, online took off on 360.
It did,
was,
right?
It was like PlayStation 2 still had online capabilities, to be quite honest, but you had to buy this modem adapter in the back of the PlayStation.
Yeah, I
and then
remember
you had
that.
to create that as a modem.
No thanks.
Xbox, the original one, came with an Ethernet link. You can just connect it. Xbox 360, already with an Ethernet link, and the community of Xbox Live had already demolished the little community that PlayStation had.
That's right.
So 360's community was amazing. And yes, you're right. Halo 3 for 360.
Was 360. I think that's what did it for me.
And the graphics on it were, at that time, groundbreaking.
But you know what I don't like? I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like. I didn't like the fact that I knew I was buying this console knowing that eventually it was gonna die. Because the red ring of death was a very common thing that you remember that.
Yes.
I consciously bought this $300 system knowing it's gonna die, but I needed to play it. And I thought to myself, I always take good care of my stuff, it's probably gonna be okay. And it definitely got the red rings.
Did you get the PlayStation 3 before you got the 360?
Nope, 360 first.
So people started noticing the red ring within like the first year, but it took about a year for that to happen. Did you do any of the hacks to get the red ring out?
There was one that I did, and it helped maybe for like another 3 months, and then I got it again. It was like weird. I had to like basically strip it all the way down, take a towel, like I was some kind of
The
black
towel
magic.
one actually was without
Oh yeah.
the stripping it down.
Oh
Like,
really?
you weren't supposed to strip it down with the towel because
Wow.
basically what was happening on the 360 was that the heat sink, or they put too much thermal paste on the CPU. So when it would overheat, the thermal paste was leaking on top of the CPU, and then it was messing up.
That's bad
You
design.
would get, yeah,
That
very
let,
bad.
that let me down actually, Microsoft. Not gonna
It
lie.
was kind of sad.
Me too.
Um,
And I bought
but-
a second one, which kind of really.
You bought it? Oh yeah, I did actually buy a second one. I
See?
bought the 360 Elite.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the black and green one.
But
Black and gray.
no one should have to buy a console that expensive in the hopes that it's gonna eventually break down.
Yeah.
That was a really. But
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
At that time,
You don't
it
think
was
about it.
such a common thing that you're like, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to buy another one.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of us because a lot of us did end up buying a
I
second. One.
didn't actually. I did buy a second one.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I
Good
still
point.
prefer. I still prefer it. Even hearing about this, I still prefer it to the PS3.
So I was
even
a very.
Yeah.
I was very much a PC enthusiast at that time, right?
Master Race kind of guy.
I knew I had already
Okay.
built my PC, so I knew thermal paste. So when I was seeing like people repairing their Xboxes online, I was like, oh, I could do that.
You
It was
felt right
just,
at
like,
home. It was comfortable.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was fine. So the first one I did it like 3 times, and then it like fully broke down.
Nice.
And then the second one I didn't have to do it at all because by that time, PlayStation 4 came out. But we're not gonna talk about that yet.
Okay.
Is there any games that you particularly miss from the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360?
You know, that's kind of good. That's a good question. I think there were a couple of games that I remember playing, but I think it was really just about the community itself. I built a big fan base from Street Fighter 4. And I think the thing about it was, even though PS3 also had Street Fighter 4, I felt like a lot of the top players, a lot of really solid players were always on Xbox.
Yeah.
So I was finding them more often. I was like getting more training. There were RPG scene was all right. We had like Lost Odyssey and stuff like that. But like overall, it was
Oh
amazing.
wow, I actually forgot about that game.
I didn't. It was
Oh
amazing.
man, yeah.
Yeah, it was excellent. But even like some hidden gems in there, like Enslaved was really good.
never
Blaze
played that one.
Blue, like
I know Blaze Blue.
yeah, there was just a couple of like gems. But when I think about the PS3, I didn't have that many games at all.
Yeah,
That's what hit me.
I think the biggest thing that PS3 came with was just a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I think that was like the home theater media console type of thing that they were kind of promoting, and it was easy for you to the GUI was very easy for any user to use.
Wait a minute, Dark Souls. That's what I think got me.
On PlayStation
3.
3.
Three
Yeah,
Dark Souls.
okay.
That was one of the things, and I think and then Dead Space.
Dead Space, I think that started on PS3.
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, it was on both, but I know that I remember playing it. Wait, am I going crazy?
No, I'll quickly do a check here, but
Check it
yeah,
out.
Dead Space was
this guy.
also another groundbreaking game
Right?
because it had that first person. It was more of a third person.
behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
like Resident Evil 4, kind of Resident Evil 5 status. Loved it, bro. Honestly,
I wish they would make that game again, like something like that. So
Hmm.
the developers were talking about the first one and how they purposely made it slow. Like the game was a very slow paced game.
Yeah.
It was hard to walk, and they were like, "We want that to be the case because
Yep.
we want you to feel like in suspense 24/7."
That's exactly what it was about.
And the sound design on that game,
That's what got me.
you hear
That's what got me.
chains all over the place. You hear
Footsteps.
like
growling.
gas pressure.
You
like,
played it.
like,
You played it then?
Yes,
Dude.
I played 1 and
I'm
2.
so glad right now.
I didn't play 3.
Do you have like any favorites on like either system, the PS3 or the Xbox 360? Like any like something that has just like resonated with you?
So of course we have to go Halo
Of course.
for the
I'll go with that.
360 and the Xbox, of course.
Yeah.
But for PlayStation 3, I would have to say The Last of Us. The
Oh,
Last of Us was probably the most
I think you're right about that one. I forgot to say that.
Naughty Dog.
But you know what? Good point. I think when it came down to it, Xbox 360 for me was like a social console. Mm-hmm. It's where I played Call of Duty. It's where I played Halo. It's where, I was kind of a beast in Call of Duty, not gonna lie. I remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, right?
Oh, yeah, Call
When
of Duty, too.
first came out, bro, I was disgusting. But I was really, like, nasty because they gave you really cheap stuff. We had Juggernaut, so I was never dying. You remember Juggernaut, that perk?
Yeah, but you had to like get insane kill streaks for
No,
Juggernaut.
no, did you?
Wasn't it 25?
I think.
Yeah.
I think what it was so busted because back in the day, I think you think of the newer system.
No.
Back then, you could select Juggernaut as a perk, and it just activated all the time. Every time you respawn, it was just on, and you had like double health or something. Yeah. Because
okay.
I was getting like streaks of like 40. And people were so mad.
Yeah, of course.
So
Who wouldn't want to rage?
You have to knife me because I wasn't gonna go down. It was like, but it's
That's
okay.
a lot of knifing though on Juggernaut.
Yeah, just it was just disgusting.
For the people who don't understand what Juggernaut is, it's basically
Unfair.
now a no longer overpowered perk where you basically get a suit that makes you somewhat immune to bullets for maybe about 100 rounds.
Not that. Well, it wasn't that bad. Not back in Call of Duty 4. The newer
It was
one.
like it was a lot of rounds that you could take, and you could just basically walk around with a machine gun. You have a machine gun, and you're like basically immune for what, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
You're getting hit. It's just not doing that much damage. It's
you're
kinda
gonna
unfair.
die at the end of the perk.
Yeah.
So, but you're basically walking around with this very armor-proof suit and a machine gun.
I think you're getting confused. Actually,
Juggernaut. That's
is that what it is?
yeah.
No. We're gonna test this out because I think you're getting. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think you're talking about the same perk I'm talking about.
Oh,
You know the perk system.
Never mind.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
right? Those little like 3 options.
Yeah.
Like slide of
thinking
hand
kill
or something.
streak.
No, not the kill streak one. Just the beginning respawning. Like it was unfair, man.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
cold-blooded. Stealth.
That's it. That's what it
Correct.
was. It was one of those, and it was just unfair. They have to balance that. But they balance it now. Though.
Hopefully, yeah.
Give me something for okay. So wait. So PS3 and Xbox 360. You're a 360 person.
Yes,
I agree, right? But you think that console wars have to happen? Why? Why?
It's needed. Right now we
needed.
jump a little bit further up. We have the PlayStation 4
That's killing it.
and the
Straight up
360.
killing
I mean,
it.
not the 360, Xbox
The
One,
one.
which is it makes no sense. Xbox One that we have it so late.
I
But
know why they did that.
anyway, we have it.
Yeah. That's weird.
But now we get announcements of PlayStation 5.
Already, yeah. I'm not ready yet, man. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm ready because I still enjoy the PS4.
No, I think it's about time. We've
think
waited
so?
enough,
You really?
long enough to get a new console.
There's still so many games I haven't played yet.
Why they're rushing?
Why?
So we have also Xbox announcing Project Scarlet.
That's right.
They're both supposed to be coming out holiday 2020.
Okay, next year.
Holidays 2020.
1 year
So
from
next
now.
year.
Okay.
Everyone's moving to PC.
What do you mean?
Everyone is moving to PC. You have
really?
gamers, actual gamers, not pro gamers. They're doing first-person shooters
Yeah.
on PC. No one's going to console.
No one's going to console anymore?
No, you have like
I wonder why this is
everyone's going to PC because frame rate. Now everyone wants 1080 at 60 frames per second, or if possible, 4K or 1080 at 144.
happening. Interesting.
Consoles don't do that
No.
at all. So now you have a PC monitor, a gaming monitor that's 144 refresh rate,
Oh my god.
but you plug in your PlayStation or you plug in your Xbox, and it looks very grainy, like to like a more
To someone who's been seasoned.
yeah, to someone who's been accustomed to watching a 1080 60 frames per second or 1080 144.
So PC is the master race.
PC right now is dominating once again.
So interestingly enough, so you're saying that they're making this new console to compete with PC?
Yes. I think so. Originally, that was the main thing, right? Consoles were made to compete because people were like, I don't want to have to spend $1,500 on this gaming rig so that I can play. I don't know. At that time, it was what
And each game was $60, by the way.
each
Each individual disc new was like $60. on top of
console game.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
So
top of
people
that.
were like, or even PC games, right? Like Diablo or something. People were like, yo, I'm only
Classy.
going to play Diablo on this $1,200 rig that I created. But
Right.
now Fortnite.
Mm.
Everyone's like crazy
Killing
sniping.
it. Killing
What are the games
Fortnite.
we have? Even Call of Duty right now.
Mm.
People have more following on PC than console.
This is crazy. I mean, it's just hard for me to believe because I've always heard people say like, "Oh, go on PC," but I never was. I'm still so traditional. I need the console.
PC is dominating. What's the
Really?
other?
I can see that though.
This is gonna be a little embarrassing because
No,
I
what?
should know the name of it. But what is the other? It's not Fortnite. It's
Is it popular? Is it a shooting game?
yeah.
Oh
Man,
man,
I am gonna be so upset after.
you're
watching
killing me
this.
because I know what you're talking about, and I don't know, and I just blanked out because of you. I blame you for this. Actually, is it kind of like a not cartoony, but like
Yeah, and they have like a Mexican that I'm not being racist. Here. They actually have a Mexican in the game that inserts himself with like some sort of drug, and he's like "andale, andale," and he's like speeding, and I was like, "Whoa."
Is that okay?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. That's what they wanted.
Oh my god.
Not
You're not talking about Titanfall. You're talking about the other
no.
one.
Yes, in the same realm.
In the same
by
realm
the
of that.
same creators. You guys in the comments down below. This is what happens when you live record. Put it in the comments down below. The game that we unfortunately do not know that is like very popular at the moment as well.
Oh gosh. And there was a tournament about this game the other day too. There's a tournament I'm watching. I'm like, oh, this is that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Zane, I'm blaming
You know
you
what?
for this.
Keep talking, Cal.
So there's.
So
I hate this because I know one of my coworkers is talking about it, and he mentioned it the other day. He's like, "Hey, do you play it?" I was like, "No, I don't, but it looks fun." But what is the name of the game? You're killing me, Zane. I blame you.
Apex.
Apex
Legends.
Apex.
Thank you very much, audience, for staying with us while we embarrass ourselves online. But yes, so
Apex Legends.
everyone's going right now to PC.
Yeah.
I myself want to build a PC just so I can go back to the PC gaming.
I see. I'm never gonna do it. I think I'm gonna stay console. So wait, the question now becomes right. So the PS5 is announced,
Right.
and then the Xbox Scarlet, Project Scarlet is announced.
Yes.
Where do you feel like? Where do you think it's gonna go? Where do you think it's gonna go from here? Do you think it's gonna be like a kind of a close call, like it used to be? Because I mean, the PS4 kind of blew the Xbox One away in sales. I think it sold
Yeah.
almost double. I think
Yeah.
even it did sell double, more than double.
Yeah, and it's still even outbeating it now.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be quite honest. I think we've gotten so far ahead with technology that AMD right now in a processor world is like
Yeah.
doubling the speeds of Intel in the same amount of space of a chip. And right at this moment, even our phones are competing at points, right? You're able to play
True.
first person shooters on your phone. So who knows? Who really knows? And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too, but I'm not excited to see all the remakes that we're gonna get because we're gonna just get a whole bunch of remakes.
Are
Last
there
of
memes
Us-
already being done?
Oh man, it's already coming through. But they're not even wrong. We're gonna get a Last of Us 2 remake. We're gonna get a Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Remake of the remake.
Remake of the remake. It's whatever. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. I think that's gonna die off soon though because they're gonna get to the point where there are remakes of the remake
Of the remake.
and it's not gonna be.
And I think in that situation, if Xbox does this right, they're gonna have more unique, like staple
Hopefully.
games for that system. Yeah, maybe like
I know.
Gears
I
of
think
War.
Titanfall was one
Titanfall.
of the original Xbox franchises
See?
that were original, and now like they're creating this Apex game. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
there are some more unique stories.
I think so.
But we'll have to wait and see.
How it unfolds?
Yeah,
I'm
one
down.
more year. Let us
more
know what
year.
you guys think on the comments down below.
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, which one's gonna be, or PC. Let us know.
I like how we left Nintendo out of this. It's okay.
Nintendo's for another podcast.
Another podcast.
Till next time, guys.